is happening, Magnus? So we got some more news on Fantastic Four's post-credit scene. It has been revealed. Let's check this out. Actually, let me I didn't expand the window. Now let's do it. There we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Cosmic Wonder. In a big surprise and turn of events, Marvel Studios has done a public test screening of the Fantastic Four First Steps. And with that, we have news about what some people thought about it, and we have details about the post-credit scene. And these details about the Fantastic Four First Steps
interesting is right. I don't know, maybe a few minutes before I saw this pop up, I did see some video titled. It was saying basically Marvel Marvel to make big changes to Fantastic Four after test screening. So I assume the test screening went bad, but maybe some people liked it too. So we'll see.
Some pretty big details about a character that could appear in Fantastic Four. We also have some brand new looks at the Fantastic Four from Marvel Studios and Empire, including our best look at the Silver Surfer yet, and a newer look at Galactus. And of course, we're going to go over some of the reports that we've heard from people about how the Fantastic Four movie was, what they thought about it. And if you want to keep up with the Fantastic Four and Marvel news, rumors, and leaks in general, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Now, first things first, we have heard that the official runtime for the Fantastic Four First Steps is 2 hours and 10 minutes, and this is listed on the official AMC website. And that's a good, decent time.
Yeah.
They're introducing Marvel's first family for the first time in the MCU, and clearly, as you're about to hear, this project has huge implications for the future of the MCU. So, 2 hours and 10 minutes is great.
Okay.
Not too short, but keep in mind this could change. After all, that's kind of the reason that they are doing the test screening, to get a reaction from the people who saw it to see if they liked it or didn't like it, and to specifically ask what they liked and didn't like. Then from there, they can make adjustments. They can redo scenes, they can add scenes, and they do that if they feel that they need to. So the runtime is subject to change.
Wish I'd have been part of that public screening.
It is a surprise that they did this publicly, which we'll talk about after we go over the post-credit scene. But based on the reports that we've heard, a lot of people say that it's really great. In fact, the worst report that we've heard is that it's good.
And a lot of people say it's bad. How many say it's bad too? I need to know. Just don't want to know the good. I want to know the good, the bad, and the ugly.
And very far from bad. That's the worst we've heard. But let's dive into what the post-credit scene reportedly is. According to the insider My Time to Shine Hello, thanks to these test screenings that were showed, she knows what the post-credit scene is. According to the insider, the post-credit scene is Sue Storm reading to her and Reed's son, Franklin Richards.
Okay.
She gets up, and when she returns...
So we finally get Franklin. Hopefully they don't alter him.
She finds Dr. Doom holding his mask and sitting next to Franklin. His face is reportedly never shown, but both the costume and mask are described as very comic accurate. So that is the reported post-credit scene for the Fantastic Four First Steps.
That sounds good.
This means a lot more to us right now because we haven't seen the actual movie, and this has some serious implications for the...
Well, what I'm hearing right there sounds good. That sounds like a great post-credit scene. Let's continue.
Movie. This seemingly tells us that Victor Von Doom in the Marvel Cinematic Universe knows Sue Storm and the Fantastic Four family. Okay. This implies that Dr. Doom is from the same universe that the Fantastic Four are from, and she knows the Fantastic Four and is somewhat close with them, especially if he's showing up in the post-credit scene to greet Sue and be next to Franklin. So it does seem like Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom will officially be introduced in the Fantastic Four First Steps film, and he'll be from that retro-futuristic universe. There is a possibility that he just somehow appears from a different universe, but that would be pretty random, and Marvel Studios does like to connect everything, so I doubt he's just going from universe to...
I'm assuming we're going to hear Robert Downey Jr.'s voice, unless they used some type of stand-in or something. Makes me wonder, will it be altered? Will it be just him, but more, sinister.
The universe looking for Fantastic Four members, unless he was specifically looking for Franklin, because in the comics Franklin has the power to create literal universes. That could be what is possibly happening here, but what is more than likely happening is that Doctor Doom is in the Fantastic Four. Victor Von Doom is introduced in this movie. If this report is correct, and I don't see why it wouldn't be.
Saying part of the group. I was like, what?
Multiple accounts that they did have these test screenings last night. The insider viewer Anon even got to attend, stating that they were super shocked that it was the Fantastic Four because they're signed up for the program to receive the screenings, but never do they do public Marvel test screenings like this. So this test screening does heavily imply that Victor Von Doom is going to be in the movie at some point in the Fantastic Four, which I think is a really good thing, because that means he comes from that universe. That's a big question that we've all been wondering about. Also, this seemingly kind of contradicts the Thunderbolts post-credit scene, but they're...
I'm just thinking to myself, I never liked Reed Richards' power of stretching. I always thought it was stupid. It was like one of the stupidest powers you could have. I know it's handy, and there's a lot of things he can do. I get, but it just felt really stupid. You know what I mean? And the fact that he doesn't even look like Reed, it just, altogether, I don't see myself liking this character in there. But I liked how he was portrayed in the older Fantastic Four movies. So I liked the personality, even though the powers sucked to me. I liked how the character was played, how the actor, portrayed that. So, but we'll see.
Could be an explanation for this. There's actually several. In the Thunderbolts post-credit scene, we see the Fantastic Four going from their universe to the main 616 universe. So that means that the post-credit scene for the Fantastic Four might take place in the 616 universe. It also might take place on the actual ship, and that could be how Doom gets from that universe to our universe as well. Which would make sense because Kevin Feige has already told us that the Fantastic Four, the Thunderbolts, the New Avengers, the Wakandans, they're all going to be fighting together to fight Doom. Well, most of those teams are in the main 616 universe, and it sounds like due to incursions, the X-Men are going to be in our universe pretty soon. So having Doom there makes sense. So Doom being on the ship of the Fantastic Four coming to our universe might be what we're seeing here in this post-credit scene. Perhaps Doom was kind of a stowaway on that ship. Doom might realize during the events of the Fantastic Four that there is no stopping Galactus, and maybe him and Reed even talk about building a way to get out of their own universe. Perhaps Reed finally figures it out, but doesn't exactly tell Doom. However, Doom being Doom, sneaks on the ship. Or another thing that this could imply is that the Fantastic Four at some point in time do come to our universe, but then they go back to theirs. This is less likely because, again, the Fantastic Four have to get to the main 616 timeline, and eventually Doctor Doom does as well. So for this scene to take place on the Fantastic Four ship as they're coming to our universe, or taking place somewhere in the 616 universe, that makes the most sense. At this point in time, we don't know how the film ends, but again, we have seen the Thunderbolts post-credit scene, so it makes sense. Another option could be that this could actually be a scene from Avengers Doomsday. We know the Russo brothers shot the post-credit scene for the Thunderbolts. I wouldn't be surprised if they shot this as well. And a lot of people, including myself,
what?
The Thunderbolts, I wouldn't be from Avengers Doomsday. We know the Russo brothers shot the post-credit scene for the Thunderbolts. I wouldn't be surprised if
they did? Oh no. Oh no. That scene sucked. It's the Russos, though. I'm giving them a pass. It's the Russos. I'm giving them a pass.
that they shot this as well, and a lot of people, including myself, think that the Thunderbolts post-credit scene might actually be a scene from Doomsday, and therefore the Fantastic Four First Steps post-credit could be a scene from Doomsday as well, and that would kind of make more sense, because that would mean the ending of the Fantastic Four wasn't given away by the Thunderbolts post-credit scene, because with the Thunderbolts post-credit scene, we kind of assume Galactus wins and the Fantastic Four have to leave. Maybe that's not the case, maybe they're still in their universe, still in the Baxter building, and that's where Doom is going to visit them. Either way, that's our post-credit scene. Let us know your thoughts about it in the comments down below. Now, like I mentioned, the reports of what people saw are reportedly all really good. What's really interesting is that this was a public test screening, meaning reported in the comments down below. Now, like I mentioned, the reports of what people...
Zack Snyder is the blueprint. You know, when I first saw the trailer, I did notice this, but I was too busy trying to take in the trailer itself. I wanted to say, yeah, I was like, they got that from Zach. Damn right. But I was just like, no, just let me finish it. And I meant to talk about it after the trailer, but I forgot because I was busy talking about the rest of it. But yeah.
People saw are reportedly all really good. What's really interesting is that this was a public test screening, meaning Marvel Studios didn't just limit this to Disney employees, which is typically how it works. They send an email out to Disney employees asking if they want to see a screening for a movie. They don't state what the movie is, that way they get a mix of different people to go watch the movie, because if they said, hey, you want to see the new Fantastic Four movie, then all of the Marvel fans who are Disney employees would all say yes and rush to see the movie. So not telling people what the movie is gives them basically a better test sample. But this was a public test screening. That means if you've signed up with any of these companies that allow you to be able to go to these early test screenings, you could go see it. So any type of person could go see this.
All right, I'm going to have to find out who these companies are.
Marvel would do this right now. Some believe that this is a sign that the studio's concerned that the movie won't resonate with audiences.
Someone help me out with that info.
Believe that this is Kevin Feige trying to figure out what fans want after the Thunderbolts underperformed at the box office.
Thunderbolts was a big old piece of trash,
despite having really great reviews. But like I mentioned, all the reports that we've heard about it are good, with the worst report saying that it is very far from bad. But again, we still have no idea what type of people are seeing this movie. Test screening reports aren't always the best way to judge if a movie is good or bad. But it is a good sign that the worst report that we've heard is that this movie is far from bad. So that's a good thing. It sounds like everything's on track.
Hope that's true.
Last but not least, like I mentioned, Empire has released new looks of the Fantastic Four First Steps in an article titled Empire's The Fantastic Four First Steps World Exclusive Covers. The first one shows the entire Fantastic Four team, and in the background we see the retro futuristic New York with the Silver Surfer there and Galactus way in the background. I love this picture because it shows us how big Galactus truly can be. In this picture right here, Galactus is super
he would be next to the Earth
away,
there.
And he's not seemingly on Earth.
Yeah,
he's
not
away from the Earth, which means he's actually huge in this photo.
Yeah.
I know we've seen him walking on Earth, but he can change his size. And I think most people know that by now, but I think a lot of people hope that he looks like this. The next Empire cover that has Galactus's hand bigger than the Earth itself. This is personally...
Take out the Silver Surfer, and that is a great picture right there. Great.
A scene that I want to see at some point, Galactus just being super huge and way bigger than the Earth, like we saw in the Eternals with the Celestials. And based on this cover, it looks like we're going to get that. We also get a brand new look at the Silver Surfer, and in this photo, she looks great. Again, the Silver Surfer in this universe is Shallow Bal,
she doesn't look great.
Rad. I'm assuming eventually in the main 616 universe, we will get Norrin Rad, who is the Silver Surfer that most people know. But
there is a rumor that he does show up. That Norrin Rad does show up.
Overall, the Fantastic Four First Steps, based on all of this new information that we've learned and this new look, is looking like it's going to be a pretty great movie. And it will do its job to set up Doctor Doom, if all of these reports are true, and that is awesome. So go.
All right, cool, Wonder. Thank you very much for that info, sir. Get over and follow the Let's say critical again. Cosmic Wonder. I did that twice now. 2 C's. Throwing me off. Cosmic Wonder. Tell them Tyrone Magnus sent you. And yeah, let me know what you think about this. Do you like the post-credit scene or not? I do. Do you? I do. Okay. But yeah. Let me find out what these test screenings is talking about. 10 million subscribers. Woo!